Mark Twain says history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And looking at what the US is now doing again, it sure does. On October 30, US President Donald Trump ordered the Department of War to immediately resume nuclear weapons testing. And Vice President J.D. Vance rushed to his defense, calling it a crucial aspect of national security. He said,
"The Russians have a large nuclear arsenal, the Chinese have a large nuclear arsenal. Sometimes you've got to test it to make sure that it's functioning and working properly."
But this isn't the first time the US has justified a radioactive gamble in the name of security. Let's rewind to where it all began. July 16, 1945, the desert of New Mexico. A 100-foot steel tower stood, holding a device codenamed the Gadget. When the Trinity test detonated, J. Robert Oppenheimer watched his creation split the dawn apart. The flash was so bright that soldiers said they saw their bones through their hands. Its radioactive cloud climbed 70,000 feet into the atmosphere and drifted across the continent. Within 10 days, fallout had reached 46 states, Canada, and Mexico, and a Princeton study later confirmed it. Trinity's fallout alone accounted for 87% of all radioactive deposits in New Mexico. Still, from there, the US turned nuclear testing into a routine and a true spectacle of meh. Between 1945 and 1992, the US conducted more than 1,000 nuclear tests, meaning more than all other nations combined. Most at the Nevada test site or the Pacific Atolls, where 67 nuclear tests were conducted between 1946 and 1958. The Nevada desert became a stage of destruction, and the Bikini and Atolls, paradises in the Pacific, were turned into wastelands. 5 hours after the Castle Bravo test in 1954, white dust rained from the sky across the Marshall Islands. That test, 1,000 times stronger than Hiroshima, turned the islands into ground zero for the US's nuclear ambitions. The fallout spread across the Pacific, reaching Japan, India, Australia, Europe, and ironically, even the US mainland. More tragically, children thought the ash was snow. They played in it and even ate it, Senator of the Marshall Islands Parliament, Jeton Anjain, said. Little did they know that it was pulverized coral, water, and radioactive particles, and by nightfall, those innocent children were burned. The people were told they were chosen for the good of mankind, but in reality, they were human lab rats. The US even launched a secret medical project known as Project 4.1 to study the effects of radiation on exposed islanders, and again, without their consent. Across oceans, the tragedy was the same. In Utah, soldiers were ordered to watch the blast in Nevada because they were told the tests were safe. But families drank milk laced with iodine-131, and entire downwind communities in Utah, Arizona, and Nevada suffered spikes in thyroid cancer, leukemia, and birth defects. By the 1990s, the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act compensated the downwinders and atomic veterans who contracted cancers from testing. I guess you could call it compensation. Technically, it's, hey, sorry we gave you and your kids cancer and ruined your lives, but here's $50,000 and a Hallmark card. Now, in 2025, the order is back on the table with the same excuses wrapped in patriotism. And analysts warn this could dismantle what's left of nuclear restraint. In Washington, this is democracy. This is what they call modernization. This is civilization. This is the first world.